Okay, Rocketeers, this Maxi Brute V-2 is coming together. We got all our fin sets there built now. You know, if you're a perfectionist, this is not the rocket for you, because yeah, these fin pieces are pretty abysmal. Super thin, you got to shape them. No two are going to be exactly alike when you put them together. Y'all saw what I had to do to beef these things up. I've got sheet styrene inside here. I've got a shoulder all along the bottom. That one turned out pretty good. This one's looking pretty good as well. I had to add styrene strips in here in order to have something for these edges to even glue together, right? But hey, they're pretty good. They're pretty solid. They're not going to take much of a beating, but we'll have a massive chute in there. Something that'll blot out the sun. So we're taking big steps. The thing is, this thing is going to, it's go slow. All building these fins is tedious, time-consuming, annoying, shaping, sanding, gluing. But then, bam, it all just comes together because now we have our motor mount in here. Now, this is kind of interesting. I wondered how Estes was going to tackle this, and this is what they did. They would have you just put this motor mount in place there, no glue anywhere, and this big white motor mount adapter ring just glued to the motor mount tube itself, not glued to the cone. It says do not glue to the cone. When I first saw that, I went, oh, that seems kind of silly. Shouldn't I glue that on there? And then I thought, I realized what they're doing. They're making this thing pretty simple. And the fact is, once this baby's in place, you've got the whole body tube glued around this ring, and there's going to be a ring at the edge here as well, right? So it's then, oh yeah, then the biggie is where the fins go. They're going to trap the motor mount at the bottom. There, I hope you can see there. It's really trapped by this little overlap piece here on each fin. So in theory you don't need it, but of course I don't like that, so I did epoxy underneath this here to the tail cone. It is epoxied on there, and I'm happy with that. But this motor mount ring here is just glued on both sides of the motor mount tube there. So next is going to be this guy. And Estes has done this before. It's just a little cut here in this motor mount ring. Normally you would take their hokey elastic, put it through there and tie a knot, and then this would go onto the tube, and then that knot would prevent that shock cord from coming off, right? But I'm not entirely happy with that either. So I am going to instead do my usual. I'm going to take Kevlar and I'm going to tie it around the motor mount tube inside there. Then I will run it through that slot. Then I will run that to a swivel. So this will be a very short piece of Kevlar, probably literally about 1 inch to 2 inches long, and then onto this swivel. And then I'll have big elastic like this, 1/2 inch on the swivel going out to the nose cone. We're gonna have to put a couple holes, or a big hole, I guess, one hole in the bottom of that nose cone and run the shock cord through there. Then when we launch this, probably this will be my first time using a big Kevlar square cloth as my protection for my chute, but probably I will drop a little dog barf in first, then the square, and then a massive, ridiculous, insultingly sized parachute that will blot out the sun, and it's going to be beautiful. Still haven't decided on my paint scheme yet, but we will figure that out. It's not going to be camouflage, I can tell you that. It's not going to be black and white, I don't think. I want to do something a little different. But still got to do some shaping on the fins. Just finished up this one here not too long ago. You know what I'm considering too is that when these fins go onto that tail cone, there's space all along the edge on both sides. So I'm actually thinking about putting strip styrene there so that it fills all of that surface area there, and then doing epoxy in the center and then plastic glue on the edges, but I don't know. I haven't quite made up my mind yet. Still doing a bit of research. I think my feeling about just having plastic glue on these fins, and that's what it's going to land on when it comes down with that chute. That's a little bit nerve-wracking. But with the massive size of chute on there, maybe that would be okay. Maybe that's all I need. What do you guys think? Should I do some epoxy under these fins also? I really think I should. And then should I really worry about filling any sort of gap along the edge of these fins and that tail cone? Because I don't want just something cosmetic. There's no point for that. It's got to have some strength to it. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. We'll just have to figure it out soon, because I want to get these fins on. I'd love to have this thing built in the next day or two here, and be ready for paint like in the next week. Don't know if we'll make that though. In the meantime, I have sanded down the Q Modeling Andromeda. It's had a good, well, let's say 3 or 4 coats of gloss black, you know, thin coats of gloss black. So there's areas that aren't completely covered yet, but it's sanded now. So I really think I'm going to be doing my final coats of gloss black on the Q Modeling Andromeda, and then we'll be ready for water slide decals. So yep, it's been a nice, fun weekend of rocket building. Hope y'all are having a good time this weekend. Let me know what you're working on, your thoughts about this Maxi Brute V2. Maybe any suggestions you have for a paint scheme, whether real or not. Would love to hear it. And thanks for all the recent subscribers. I really appreciate it. Tell your friends to like and subscribe. It's AC Model Rockets. And we'll catch you on the next one.